Hi everybody, welcome back. Thanks for being here. I'm going to do a colander pour tonight. I haven't done one of those in so long. I had a request to please do these in pearls, and going back and watching the other video that I did, I've learned a lot since then. The colander pour in itself is not an easy technique actually to get the design you want. But I had layered a big puddle of black base because I knew that the pearls show up better on darker bases. And that really darkened the painting. You could really only see the design in the light. And so this time I painted my canvas black, and I'll show you the colander a little bit as well. And I am spinning it out this time. So I painted the canvas black, and I am layering just very thin layers of black in between the pearl colors. I did leave out pearl white, but I have the yellow, the blue, the red, the violet, and the green. Now for the spinner, I will take this off to show you. So let's start with the colander. The colander has a blank space in the center. So there's not a hole right here. And then it's got big circular holes all the way around. And it has these little lips to allow the paint to flow out. So that is why I like this specific colander. I got it at Walmart years ago. I had a bunch of them because I taught a couple of classes with them. So I have a few of them. I do still think they have it. They had a couple of other ones as well when I went back last time. So I will have another video trying out a completely different patterned colander as well. For the canvas itself, this is the Frederick's Convexo canvas that I got from Rex Art. And this is, let me see if I can spin it without knocking everything off. This is Erica Hughes' spinner. We did the Fluid Art Boutique together, and she gave me one of her spinners, which was so nice, and I literally haven't taken it out to use it. So I'm going to be doing quite a few paintings and spinning them out. Oh, I'm sorry, I hope you can hear me. I had my mic covered up. But so Erica Hughes, I will link her website where you can purchase these if you haven't already. She is in Ireland, but she does ship to the US as well. And it has these really cool little attachments to it. And we're going to see how it works. So I already had centered everything, and I centered my colander, and also I tried to level as much as possible. So this took a while to actually set up. Whew. But I think I'm ready to go. And I'm actually I'm gonna move this again because I'm gonna put my cup out here to layer these. So the one thing that I'm nervous about a couple of things. I want to spin it out and have it pretty symmetrical. So I am nervous about that. I want to layer my paints in such a way that the red and the green aren't necessarily so close together. The violet and the yellow aren't quite so close together, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm really excited for this one. Let's see how it turns out. Let's paint. Okay, so I think I know my layering that I want to do here, and I think I'm going to start with actually green. I've been really liking the green. So I'm going to start with the green in the middle. Now these paints are actually thinner than I normally do for a colander pour, so I'm also wondering how that is going to come out, because normally they are my thickest type paint, and so that I can hold the design. So I'm interested to see if it's going to hold. All right, I'm going to tilt my cup a lot to pour this black in there because I want a really thin layer, not a lot at all. So I decided to layer green, violet, blue, red, yellow, and repeat that. So the yellow will be touching the red and the green will be touching the yellow and the violet, and the blue will be touching the violet and the red. I think that, I hope, will work well together. Okay, next up, I want to do some good layers of the colors and then just thin layers of the black, because they are going to blend a little bit I've already dripped. That's okay. We'll just smooth you on around there. All right, next up is my blue. Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how this one is going to come out. I am toying around as well with maybe doing a live class again in Florida for those that can join. I will have more details as I sort that out, but I have been mulling it around with my husband. Just a 2-day weekend type thing for people that are in this area. And it would just be me, no other artists, just something simple. And I am applying for Mardi Gras again. I don't know if I'll get in, but the period to apply is open. So I will keep you updated on that. And if you want to join my newsletter, I will try to remember to pin that in the comment and link it down below, because one, I send out a weekly tip or inspiration in an email form. I also send out some of my finished pictures, and I send out when I have sales and when I'm doing shows. So if you want to sign up to my newsletter list and stop by and say hi and get a weekly email from me, then feel free to sign up to that. It's at mollysartistry.com, but I'll put the link in the description for you. Okay, so I've done one full layer. Now I have paint all over me. Just very thin layers of black. And I think I will get one more layer of the pearls out of this. I do love teaching, and I kind of miss teaching live classes. When Jerry's Artorama used to be open beside me, I would actually teach classes out of there. And it was so much fun to meet everybody, and I did it once a month, actually. And I'm so sad that they closed. All right. I'm gonna do a big layer here. And looks like I'll have some leftovers, so I might be doing another kitchen sink. Oh no, I forgot my black. Another kitchen sink scrapkin pour. I am just so messy. I cannot keep it together. Okay, last little bit of, and then I think I'll finish it off with the green. I do want to make sure I have enough. I might even go just a tiny bit more. And fill it all the way up to the brim with violet. There we go. Okay, I do not know how much paint is going to spin off. I mean, the spinner doesn't spin super fast. I spun it a couple of times just to take a look at it, but I don't know. I'm excited. Let me clean my fingers off really quick. Okay. And then I will clean that little bit off the canvas. All right, let's do it. So I am going to just pour in a circular motion. Hope that this is gonna come out. All right, wish me luck, everybody. These paints are definitely thinner than I normally do, so I'm interested to see what the design is gonna look like. Okay, here we go. As soon as you can, try to get your cup down in there. Yeah, those are so much thinner than I regularly do with the colander pour. I may have to redo this with my regular. Oh, I want you to see what's in there. So that is what the design is in the colander. Look at how pretty that design is already. Oh. Okay, let's see how it actually comes out. Okay, moment of truth. I am going to lift this up. You want to lift up slowly and let it all kind of just seep out. But see, my paints were thin, and so it's already kind of seeped out of there. Okay, I'm going to put this down on the floor. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. That is the center. Look at that. I hope this is going to show up. All right, here we go. Okay. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to spin. I'm going to start spinning. And let's just see if this paint starts moving. It's moving. This is probably making you guys dizzy, but it is all going to one side, which means that my table is not quite level. I do want to maybe just bring it back a little bit. And I may just have to spin the canvas around just a tiny bit. But let's get it off that side first. It's going. Oh my gosh, I can see the paint starting to come off everywhere. Oh, the center is really pretty. Okay, I think a couple more spins and I'll move it to this side. I don't know, it's kind of starting to go off all sides now. Whoa, that was a big spin. Oh my gosh, I can't stop it. Ah, that was a big spin. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is rotate the canvas so that that side is now on this side, and then spin it again and see what happens, because my table is just the tiniest bit not level. Man, this thing actually does spin kind of fast. Whew. Okay. I'm actually gonna put my gloves on. It did spin all the way, but I just want to center it out just a little bit, and I don't know if I'll be able to. This one may just kind of have to be a little bit off center. That middle part is so pretty. That green. Yeah, this is really, really cool. All right, let me spin it around. So I'm gonna take it off here. I wanted to paint my spinner, seal it so that the paint wouldn't get on it, but I did not do that before painting because I was so excited to use it finally. So I may do it after. I may wipe the paint off and paint it and then do that. Not sure yet. Okay, let's give it another spin and see how it goes. But Erica, good job on the spinner here. I do have some air bubbles. I want to pop those now. Forgot to do that. You will get those air bubbles like right along where the color came out of the hole. All right, let's spin this one more time. Hopefully it spins to the other side now. Ooh, I got a lot of paint coming off there. Let's see, let's see. It's still a little bit off center, but I wonder if I just push the paint off that way, if I tilt the paint off that way a little bit and leave the design almost like a semicircle. I don't know. I'm gonna come across and look at this from the other side and see what I want to do. I think I'm gonna keep spinning and get that. Okay, so it's not perfect by any means. I do think it's going to be a really cool design. The paints are thinner than I would normally use for a colander pour, so the design didn't hold as well. I normally get these little star-kissed parts to it, but I'm actually not mad at this one. I lost a little bit of my striations that I like around the edges, but the center really stretched out. And I have a feeling it's going to dry with this like translucent effect to it, which I think is really cool. So I'm gonna leave it. This was an experiment, my first time with the spinner. I'm gonna leave it and see how it dries, see if it's gonna be super dark again. But I enjoyed this one. I see these spaces in it. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I like the way the orientation facing you, the way that you're seeing it right now. But I see that is a face right there. Super cool. I think if I had kept spinning, it would have been a little bit more organic. And not had these striations on this side. I'm gonna check my table to maybe level that just a little bit more because it really needs to be like exactly level for it to spin out the same way on all sides. But I'm happy with this. I'm gonna show you what it looks like and then we will see together how this one dries. Okay, I will take you in for the design. Hopefully my camera will focus for you. It's very organic and I've got these lines in the center. This is super cool to me. This is why I love the colander pour to begin with. But you can see the green and the blue and the violet showing up. My yellow and my red, I don't know where those are gonna come up or if they're gonna come up. But you can see the design kind of started to spin off here. And there's that face. Do you guys see it? But I do not know how this one's gonna dry. It could be dark. It is gonna be a little bit dark, but let's find out together. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, here she is, and it just, I cannot capture on camera how cool this one is. It did not come out as dark as the other one. There in the light, you can see how gorgeous that is. And each of the colors individually showed up. You can see the blue, the violet. I'm so glad I chose the green to go in the middle because it just looks like a jewel. And it's got all these different striations on the outer edge. Not a ton of the blue came up, but it popped up in just enough places. The center is so pretty. And it just shimmers in the light. It's really subtle, but it's really pretty. I'm not even upset that it is off center because it is just such a pretty design everywhere. And you can really see how it shifts. But super cool. Super cool design. The colander pour. So much fun. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Happy painting. Bye.